Welcome to the Kenobi Podcast. I am your host. I am Chris Kenobi. Happy New Year to you people. Kenobi and I want to wish you a Happy New Year. We want to tell you we want the best for you in 2026. And we're asking you right now to like and subscribe and share. You've been with us to 2025. We just came on the scene. We're happy you're here, but we want to reach more people. We can only do that by you liking, subscribing, and sharing. So please do that. Now, this year I want to keep going and doing what we did. I want to keep provoking you to think. I want to provoke you to look at things a different way. Kenobi and I are going to push your buttons. Because in pushing your buttons, it opens up your mind to more serotonin, to more revelation. It makes you think. And so that's what we're going to do. And in doing that, maybe sometimes you agree with us and maybe sometimes you won't. And we're okay with that. Listen, I'm okay with discussing. I'm okay with talking and commenting. I just want to do it in love and respect. And I will talk to anybody about anything. Okay? And his name is Negotiator. So he loves to chat. We just don't like the violence. We don't like threats. Okay? So if you want to talk to me and we got opposite opinions, I'm all for it, people. Like and subscribe. Now, here's my question. My first question to my people. I hope you like and subscribe and share this to many Christians, as you know, because it's directed at them. Do you believe that Christians are hypocrites? Do you believe that not all Christians now, but if you had to take a weight of all the Christians in America, would you say that the bulk of Christianity, they're hypocritical people? They're hypocrites. And they don't really display or know the gospel of Jesus Christ. Would you say that Christians are hypocrites? Now, if you're a Christian, I want your answer. If you're non-Christian, I want your answer. Now, let me just give you my perspective, my distinctives. As Christians, we can find it in our heart and mind to grab our Bibles that we take out only on Sunday morning and put back on Sunday afternoon, most of us. We grab our Bibles and we know enough about them to be dangerous. We know enough about those Bibles to be able to look at people and call them out on their behavior because we have the right, because we're Christians and God gave us the right to judge and test and call people to account. I see it all over YouTube. People are doing it. I hear it in the churches. People doing it. I hear it on the news. My Christian brothers and sisters are doing it. Case in point, distinctives. The homosexuals. Now, as Christians, we don't like those homosexuals. Those homosexuals are bad people. The homosexuals are not good people. The homosexuals, and we got the right to put a Bible in their face and do everything within our power in America to stop homosexuality. We have it in our right to grab our Bible and say to those homosexuals, you are going to go to hell and you're going to the lake of fire because you're homosexual. And that's what we do to homosexuals. And you know it as a book. Christianity does it. And we want laws to turn around this homosexual nightmare in America. We want laws, and we thanking our God for our president who's going against gay marriage and going against homosexualness and transgenderness. And then we want to jump on the abortion because that's another big issue. See, we can point fingers at the big ticket items. The big ticket items, homosexuals, abortion, transgenders. But when we point these fingers, we don't want to look at the fingers that's coming back at Christianity. But I digress for now on that. So we point the fingers at the abortions. Listen, you abortions are murderers. You're murderers. You're killing children. We have to stop. You got to stop this abortion. We got to stop it. And we want to thank God for a president who's going against abortion in every state, making it a crime and things like that. We're okay with that because as a Christian, we have the right to grab our Bibles that we put on the shelf Sunday afternoon and we take back up the next week. That we don't read all the time, that we don't really know, we don't study. But as Christians, we can still grab because we know about these big ticket items. Bang, bang. We can grab it and we can say to the homosexual and the abortions, you're going down. transgender, you're going down. You're going to hell. You're going to the fire. We can do that. And then when we can't do anything else, as Christians, when we can't find anybody else, we got to find more fingers. We got a lot of fingers here. So right now I got bang bang. I got a homosexual, and I got the transgenders, and I got the abortionists. But I got 2 more fingers. So I got to find somebody else to point the finger at. Now who else can I point a finger at? I know. I'm going to point a finger at the Muslim. I'm going to point a finger at that New York mayor Muslim that just got sworn in, Mandami. Now, a lot of people got a problem with it. I see it all over YouTube, people, from Christians. The Christians that are saying this is a sign of the devil. This is Jesus. Hell, Jesus is coming back soon because of Mandami. And they're blaming the New Yorkers that voted for him democratically. That they must have forgot about 9/11. I see all of this on YouTube. I see everybody complaining about this man. I see comments like people saying things like, how can we trust a man that swore his oath on the Quran when the Quran says all the things about killing Christians and all this other stuff? We should have known then he was up to no good. What's wrong with New Yorkers? Now, you know your people are saying it. Now, this is what Christians are saying about these big ticket items. Now, here's what I'm asking the question to provoke you. Now, do you think that when we're jumping on these people here, these classes of people, that we're doing that because our own house isn't clean? Are we trying to deflect to God to say, God, listen, you see, I got my eye on that abortion. I got my eye on that murder. I got my eye on that Muslim over there. And somehow God's not saying, yeah, but judgment begins in the house of God. Which means that those people that believe they are in Christ need to start looking at themselves. Now, one person asked the question today. How can we trust a man that put his hand on a Quran and swore himself in as mayor of New York? I've got a question for that person. I got a question who's going to agree with that question. How can we trust a man who put his hand on the Bible and swore an oath to the country and to the Constitution of America? When this person has shot people floating in boats, when this person has cut school lunch programs for people to eat and love Jesus, love the children. Now, we're going to be against abortion, but we want to bring the children into the world. And then we want to turn around and say, we want to cut aid to give them lunch money and cut aid to give them food because that's okay. And then we're going to say, how could you trust a man that put his hand and swore on a Bible? By a man, not by all right. Mandami's not a Christian. So he's an enemy of God, according to our gospel. This man put his hand on the Bible and said, I don't go to God for forgiveness. By his own admission, not Kenobi's and not mine. He's an enemy of God and he's not a Christian. But somehow we're okay with trusting that hand on the Bible versus that hand on the Quran. I'm asking the question, is that hypocritical? Are we turning around and saying to ourselves, how can we trust that man with putting his hand on the Quran because he's not a Christian? And so far, all he said he wanted to do is lower rent for people. And he wanted to put school lunches and housing. But nevertheless, how can we trust that man? He put his hand on the Quran. How can we trust this man? When he put his hand on a Bible, swore an oath to America, to God, to the Constitution, when this man is told over 18,000 lies, this man is a habitual liar. He lies like breathing. He is not Satan. He is not the devil. He is not the devil. He is not Antichrist. I'm not saying all that. But this man is a habitual liar. It's not like it's a little black lie. It's not like it's a little white lie. This man has lies of an entire color spectrum. This man is not the father lies, but he is certainly a cousin twice or three times removed. Now, before you jump on me about this, by his own admission, not a Christian, habitual liar. Now, I want to ask you again, is Christians hypocrites? Now, while we jumping on these people, we're not looking at you comparing a mayor to a president. Let me just give you a thing right here. It says right here, it says, there are 6 things the Lord hate, 7 that are detestable to him. Haughty eyes. Now listen, this is number 2. This is number 2. How can we trust a man that put his hand on the Bible and is habitual liar when it says right here that God hates a lying tongue? It hates a lying tongue. No, I'm just asking you, don't you think that's a little hypocritical that we want to jump on this? Bang, bang abortion, bang, bang homosexual, bang, bang transgender, bang, bang Muslim. Don't bang, bang lies. Because it doesn't matter if he lies. It doesn't matter if he said he didn't. What's the difference between him and the Muslim man as far as Christianity goes? Oh, I know. Because as a Christian, you believe God is more happy with what he's doing because you're getting your Roe v. Wade and you're getting your abortion rights and you're getting your homosexual rights and all this stuff. Really? So you think God is really skipping over the fact that he's a liar? Isn't he still going to hell? If hell is real, Kirk Cameron, isn't he going to be right next to Mondami in hell for his multiple lies? And Mondami not knowing Jesus Christ, they're both going to be in there together. So why are we jumping on one without jumping on the other? And we're supposed to be Christians. How can we turn around? And watch this now. Watch this now. We jump on their abortions. We jump on this. But what about the adulterer? The adulterer. Now, see, as Christians, we don't want to talk about adultery. We don't want to talk about it because, you see, we do it too. But remember, if you're in a state of adultery, lake of fire. Lake of fire. I mean, am I wrong? Because if you go, it says all liars and adulterers too, and liars too, will have their place right next to that murderer, right next to the homosexual, according to the gospel, in the lake of fire. So how come we not talking about adultery, people? And it says God hates here hands that shed innocent blood. Now, I don't know if Mondami killed anybody, but I know he didn't blow up boat people that said it was drug smugglers and the missiles hit the boat. The people floating on the boat said, come help us. We surrender and we shoot a missile and kill them. I mean, that's the hand. I mean, I would say, listen, if I surrender, I should be innocent. Okay? Now, God hates a heart that devises wicked schemes. I don't know if Mondami got any wicked schemes. I don't know if homosexuals got wicked schemes. I don't know if abortions got wicked schemes. You may say what they do is wicked, but wicked schemes to me is somebody that go gets a $400 million jet. Somebody that pardons more drug dealers than he blew up in Venezuela. Somebody that turns around and says, I don't want migrants, but says, I'm giving a $5 million card to let you in if you got the money. See, that's a wicked scheme. Wicked schemes to like pardon January 6 people. That's a wicked scheme. Going after your political enemies, that's a wicked scheme. Now, the Christians are not talking about the wicked schemes. Why are we not talking about the wicked scheme, Christians? I don't know. And God hates feet that are quick to rush to evil. Again, you want to say feet rush to evil is homosexual? You want to say feet rush to evil a transgender and abortionist? How about feet rushing to evil with somebody who just keeps enriching themselves? People that turn around and cut USAID, that people in the Sudan are dying. People that are not letting food get into Gaza. People that turn around and cause division and racism in our country. People that attack other countries. And that right there is what? It's feet that are quick to rush to evil. But with Christians, we don't want to talk about that because you see, our feet rush to evil too when we do little things like cheat, when we lie on tax returns, we do stuff like that. See, Christians don't want to talk about that. Those are little things. We don't want to take those 4 fingers back. Okay. a false witness who pours out lies. Again, Madami, Muslim, Korean, President Trump, Bible, both of them according to the gospel, people, and according to the actions of a lot of other people that we know in Christendom that we don't want to talk about because there's a Christian, are going to be in the same lake of fire. And another one, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. These are 6 things, those 7 things that God hates. Now, see, as Christians, we don't talk about any of those things. But we want to take the big ticket items because somehow we feel like we're diverting it. And God's going to say, yes, those are my children. They're going after the big tickets. But what about the Christians when it says they acknowledge me with their mouth, but their heart are far from me? What about those Christians that are hearts are far from the Lord? What about those Christians that show a form of godliness by attacking that homosexual and attacking that abortionist, attacking that transgender, or attacking a Muslim, but denying the power of God to change lives, denying the power of God to touch souls, denying the power of God? We gotta be honest with ourselves, Christians. Now I'm just asking the question. We can jump on everybody else, but according to the gospel of Jesus Christ, this is something Christians don't want to look at either. Judgment begins in the house of God. Now that's what it says. Now, it doesn't say we can't judge people, but it does say that judgment begins in the house of God. So maybe it's time we start judging ourselves. Maybe we should start talking to the abuse that's in the mega churches, the financial abuse. Maybe we should start talking about the liars and the abortionists that call themselves Christians and have high platforms. Maybe we should start talking about the way people act and treat people and call themselves Christians. Maybe we should start talking about the people who say they're Christians but don't walk it. Maybe we should start talking about those things because, you see, that's why a lot of people who are not Christians say Christians are the worst than Christians because they're hypocritical. Because you see, when you line up the gospel with Jesus Christ with the way some Christians behave, Jesus wouldn't be doing some of this stuff. Jesus would not be doing some of this stuff. Jesus loved the children. He's not cutting food for kids to eat. Jesus is not going to do it. He fed 4,000, 5,000, don't include women and children. But it's okay to cut it because we're America. We're tired of helping people. I don't know if Jesus is going to stop USAID from feeding people. I don't know if Jesus is going to be happy with not letting the trucks into Gaza. I don't know if Jesus is going to be happy with that, people. Do you really think Jesus is happy with that? And if you do think Jesus is happy with that, I'm going to say this, and I hope you don't take offense. Maybe you don't know Jesus yourself.